All right, let's talk data. If you've spent any time at all in data analysis, data science, or machine learning, chances are you've heard of a Python library called Pandas. It's pretty much unavoidable. So today, we're going to dive deep and break down what makes this tool so incredibly essential.
You've heard this a million times, right? Data is the new oil. And it's true. Data is incredibly valuable. But in its raw form, it's usually just a whole lot of chaotic noise. The real challenge isn't just getting the data, it's figuring out how to make sense of it all.
So how do you actually do that? How do you take that raw, messy stuff and transform it into something clear, something you can actually act on? Well, that question is exactly what we're here to talk about.
To really get why Pandas is such a big deal, we need to jump in a time machine for a second. Let's look at what the world was like before it came along and understand the problem everyone was trying to solve. Believe it or not, before Pandas, trying to do data analysis in Python was, well, it was a huge headache. You had to work with basic Python lists and arrays, and while they're fine for some things, they were just not built for the kind of tables and spreadsheets that, let's be honest, run the world. The whole process was slow, clunky, and just didn't have the features you needed.
And this is where our hero enters the story. Let's talk about the solution that completely changed the game, turning Python into the data powerhouse it is today.
So what exactly is Pandas? At its heart, it's a free, open-source library that gives you a whole toolkit for loading, cleaning, transforming, and analyzing what we call structured data. Basically, if your data fits into rows and columns, like an Excel sheet, Pandas was built to master it.
Now, to really get Pandas, you just need to know its two core building blocks. First, you've got the series. Think of that as just a single column of your data. Simple enough. But the real star of the show is the DataFrame. This is your entire table, your whole spreadsheet, but it's one you can control completely with code. A DataFrame is really just a collection of those series, all bundled together. And that structure? That's where all the power comes from.
Okay, so we know what it is, but what can it actually do? This is the fun part. Let's get into the core superpowers that make Pandas an absolute must-have for anyone working with data. What's so great about Pandas is how it simplifies the entire data analysis workflow. You can think of it in 4 main steps. First, you import your data. Then, you clean it, because let's face it, data is always messy. After that, you analyze it to find interesting patterns. And finally, you visualize your findings to tell a compelling story. And guess what? Pandas has powerful tools for every single one of these stages. I mean, just look at how versatile this is. You can pull in data from almost any source, CSVs, Excel files, databases, often with just a single line of code. And since data is never perfect, Pandas gives you these elegant ways to handle missing values and get rid of duplicates. You can slice, dice, and filter your data any way you want, and even merge different datasets together, kind of like you would with SQL. But if I had to spotlight one feature, it would have to be the group by method. This thing is an absolute workhorse. It lets you take a massive dataset, group it by different categories, like, say, calculating the average sales per city, and then run calculations on those groups. This is literally how you turn a giant table of raw numbers into actual business intelligence. Okay, so the theory is great, but where are people actually using this? Let's take a look at some real-world examples to see just how big its impact is. The short answer is pretty much everywhere there's data. In finance, they use it for analyzing stock prices. In marketing, it's crucial for understanding customer segments. E-commerce relies on it for sales forecasting. And in the world of AI, it's the go-to tool for preparing data for machine learning. Seriously, where you find data, you'll find Pandas.
So you might be wondering, okay, but how is this different from, say, Excel or SQL? Well, this table breaks it down nicely. Excel is great for small data sets, but it's manual and hard to reproduce your steps. SQL is fantastic for querying huge databases, but its analysis features are pretty limited. Pandas hits that perfect sweet spot. It can scale up, it's fully automatable through code, and this is a big one, your analysis is completely reproducible. That's a game changer for getting reliable results.
Honestly, the Swiss Army knife is the perfect way to describe it. Pandas isn't just one single tool. It's a whole collection of them in one package, ready to tackle just about any data task you can imagine.
So let's bring it all home. When you put all these pieces together, it becomes really clear why Pandas has earned its title as the data analyst's best friend.
Because at the end of the day, this is what it's all about. Pandas gives you the power to take that chaotic, raw information and methodically shape it into clean, clear insights.
insights that tell a story and help you make much smarter decisions.
And that's the thought I want to leave you with. In today's world, all of your data has a story locked inside it. The only real question is, do you have the right tools to listen?